Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Fear the Night 2 here on the Aura Fury server. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So we're going to be carrying on with Astral Sorcery today because we are now up to the stage where we have a few of these star metal ingots and some of this stardust. And so we can actually start getting some of the other types of buildings up and running. So you can see with this building, for example, this statue monument type thing, I don't know what you call them, structure, there you go. With this structure, we've actually built it out a little bit so that we've got the foundations for the next tier, the Celestial Crafting Altar. At the moment we're using the Starlight Crafting Altar. I am hoping to get to a point today where we will have the Celestial Crafting Altar up and running and all ready. And over here I've also built out a new big structure over here. As you can see, this is going to be for the Attunement Altar. So the Attunement Altar will go right into the centre here, and then we will actually be able to attune ourselves. We'll be able to attune our resonating wand, and then once we finally get the iridescent altar up and running, then we can get the mantle of stars, and then we can be up into the air and away as if we had elytra. So that is my aim, try and get as far through that path basically today as possible. So what have I done between episodes? I've done a decent amount. I have taken down a lot of the buildings around here which had no real use. I've still got the Lepidopterist's hut up there because I haven't really done much with the bees yet, and that's got some decent stuff in it to be able to start that going. I've taken out the hut over here which had the enchantment stuff in it, and I've just put the enchanting table over here with all the bookshelves and everything. So this is going to be my little enchanting station for now. I've got a big sand generator here. This is what this building is. I decided, because we've got the primitive blast furnace here and we have the coke oven, but I'd turn just a basic Astral Sorcery sand generator into a big nice building like this, because we have plenty of these tin blocks to be working with. So I suppose you could say this is my first build. Not very good, but hey, there you go. This works if you haven't seen one of these before. Let's grab a couple of things. Right, I'm gonna need a little bit of coal, just one, that'll be fine. I'm actually gonna need, there you go, some dirt to actually get back up to the top of that thing, and a little bit of wood for some sticks, because I need a torch. So there we go, there's a torch. So with Astral Sorcery, if we come up to the top of here, you can see that we have liquid starlight in this side, and we have lava in this side, and that will create a sand block between them. Now you have to have these quite high up in the air to be able to do this, because otherwise it just all congeals and the lava will actually go faster, and it will clog it all up, and it won't work as it should do. So now we open the door here. We don't actually need any of this structure. All we need is the starlight, liquid starlight, and the lava. And then if we break out like that and just do the basic thing of breaking breaking sand onto a torch, and you can see you can actually stand in here perfectly safe and just gather up tons and tons and tons of sand. If we just see how quick this is, it's actually very, very quick to gather up lots and lots of sand, which means we have lots and lots of glass. It also means we have as much silicon as we want as well. All that good stuff which we need in packs like this, we'll be able to get just like that. And then to turn it off, you just take the torch out and it clogs up back down to the bottom, and where we are done. So I've got a bit more in here which has been saved up already. We can just place that into there. And I've also been collecting up a lot of resources between episodes. I'm stalling a bit because we need to be in night time before we actually start the astral sorcery stuff. So I just want to show you quickly what I've been doing in terms of mining. So we saw this crafted equipment last time, and I showed you down in underneath the ground here, and I've basically been doing this all the way to as far as my cave illuminators have extended, and so now this place is looking like this, and it's a bit silly. It's crazy. There is so much space down here which has been dug out, and just to give you an idea of the length of time this takes, if we just take like just a random bit here, so you can see it's alright just to get that stuff uncovered like that, but then we have to pillar up to get to all the stuff in the ceiling here, and going through the walls again, it's not too expensive for each one, like in terms of time, but this is just uncovering all the stuff, and then we have to go through and collect it all after. So yeah, it's taken a huge amount of time to be able to get stuff going. It's been about another 3 or 4 days between recording the end of the last episode and recording this episode, so it gives you an idea of the amount of time that I've had to spend down these mines. And to be honest with you, I don't really have much for it. With this pack, I'm developing, I suppose, a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I've played progression packs in the past, and I'm used to the grind, and I've played Vintage Story, so that is such a ridiculously grindy game that it becomes a chore. And in this pack, it plays like a progression pack, but it's laid out like a kitchen sink pack, and I think that's the hardest part of it. Usually in the progression packs that I've played, like Subtech Ages and Enigmatica 2 Expert, those kind of packs, there is a very linear progression. With Subtech Ages, it went from Stone Age, or from Caveman Age, basically, from Stone Age, all the way up to Galacticraft and that kind of stuff. And it walked you through the progression at each step. This pack doesn't do that. This pack expects you and assumes that you understand almost everything about every single mod that's in here. And so if you've never used these mods before, then it's very difficult to get started with it. IC2 has always been the mod which I've ignored. In every single mod pack I've played, I've completely ignored IC2 because it's always been massively inferior to any other tech pack in the entire pack. So if you have Ender IO and Mechanism in the mod pack, IC2 you can forget about it. It's useless. It's a completely useless and redundant mod. And that's pretty much the same with any tech mod I can think of, to be honest with you. I think I would choose any tech mod above IC2. Yeah, I can't think of a single mod I would prefer to use IC2 instead of. So it's weird that in this pack, IC2 is it. It's pretty much it. There's also no way of converting RF to EU in this pack. So we're forced to use EU for power, because we can convert from EU to RF, but not from RF to EU. So we have to use... IC2 has always had this really complicated, ridiculous power system that blows up buildings and stuff. I spent 4 days... No, I spent 2 days making this one machine here. I spent 4 days making these bits here. And if any of this blows up, that's it. I'm not playing the pack anymore, because I'm not doing that again. There is no way that I'm getting another one of those. So yeah, that's my proviso now. If this block ever blows up, that's me done. Also, piping. I have no idea what to do for piping. These pipes are absolutely terrible. They are ridiculous. Every single time you want to take stuff out of a machine, whether it be items or fluids, you have to have one of these engines stuck on it, and then this engine needs to be powered. Oh, it's just terrible. Give me Ender IO any day. Anyway, that's enough of me squabbling on for the last 10 minutes. Wow, okay. That's my my problems with this pack done. But now we are in night time and we can get back to the wondrous magic of magic mods. This is where my forte is. This is what I enjoy doing. I don't care if people don't like magic mods. I don't care if people just play this pack for the tech mods. If people are just going crazy on IC2, I don't care about any of that. Magic mods, this, Astral Sorcery, this is where I am at. So the first thing we want to do is get ourselves attuned. And so we are going to need the attunement altar. So the attunement altar, if we come into here, we can see that we need some runed marble, 2 star metal ingots, we need spectral relay, a couple of aquamarine, and any rock crystal. So we have any rock crystal there. We have some of this lot, and then over here we have some marble and chisel for the runed. Let's have a look. We need 4 of those, and we need a spectral relay as well. Okay. So now if we chisel these to give us the runed marble, we can then add all of that to there. We need a decent level of starlight, so we're going to have to wait until this is overhead. We may actually need to move over one of our extenders over here, just to give us that final little boost. But we'll see how far we can get up. The moon is still rising, so it needs to get up nice and high. We'll leave that ticking along. So the other thing we're going to need the celestial altar. So if we have a look at the recipe for this one, this is some chisel marble, or some marble, we don't really care which type of marble it is for now, 1 star metal ingot, 1 rock crystal of any kind. Yeah, so that should be nice and simple as well to do. So where are we at? Let me get this up to as high as it needs to be, and I will be back. Okay, so I've moved one of these spectral relays over to here, and this is now up to the level it needs to be. So we'll grab this attunement altar. I'm trying to work out, should we attune ourselves first, or should we go for the celestial altar? Yeah, the celestial crafting altar first. I'm not too sure. Well, let's get this set up anyway, because I think this episode is going to have to be across a number of different nights in game, just so that we can get everything. Okay, there we go. This is all set up correctly. You can see all these nice little white dots up and along. So the next thing we're going to need is my my tome, my astral tome. Where is that? I've just had a move around with a load of different stuff. There it is, right. Okay. And if we shift right click on here, we'll get Vicio thing out. If we place that in our right hand here, we can see that there are little blue dots here where we are going to need to place these spectral relays. So if you keep it in your offhand, then it makes it a lot easier than having it in your main hand and then coming over here, working out which one it is, because then when you come over to the spectral relay, these disappear. But if you keep it in your offhand, then they will stay on even when you have your spectral relays in your hand. So we'll have one there, we'll have one there, we'll have one there, one there actually. Get rid of that one. And one over here. There we go. Yes, let's do this now. We might as well. So if we stand in the center of this, my hands are off the mouse now. This is just as it happens. And you can see it takes over the whole of the view. And we get our own nice little star show. And then once this is done, we'll come back into first person mode. And then we will be attuned to Vicio. Now Vicio, well, each of the attunements, I should say, each of the attunements gives you special perks. But this has changed drastically since the last time we've done this pack. We've done Astral Sorcery here on the channel. It used to be that well, actually, I'm going to chuck that in as well. I believe... Oh, we might actually have to do something else with that. I'll wait for that and I'll have a look, yeah. It used to be that each of the different attunements had its own linear progression path. However, that has now completely changed. And it's really quite incredible how it's changed and what is actually the situation now. So Vicio used to be all about movements. So you get faster movement speed, you need to eat less, and when you eat you actually gather more saturation from food. Used to be that you could what else was there? Yeah, your movement speed increases and various different things like that. So it's all about movement and how fast you can go, what you can do. And the end tier of it meant that you could actually survive in lava for up to, I think it was about 7 seconds. It gave you like a fire resistance free in the end with when you actually landed in lava. So you could actually get out and you could swim normally in lava as if it was water. That kind of stuff. It's really, really nice, cool stuff. So now it's coming back up into daytime. However, now the attunement system works more like something like Path of Exiles. And if we open up our Astral Tome here, you can see we have perks here on the right hand side. And if we click that, we can see we have a root node of Vicio. So we have +1 added reach, so we're actually able to reach a little bit further. And then experience gained by travelling the world. And now, if we scroll out, we've got this entire thing where we can choose our own progression. So it's no longer just linear between each one. And there's a couple of really interesting ones on here. Like is it this one here? If we circle all the way around to this singularity, other tree roots may be unlocked without requiring a connection to the existing perks, and also grants 3 additional perk points. So we have 30 perk points in total once we actually start gaining experience. We have 1 to spend at the moment, but the only place we can go is just down here. Plus 3% movement speed. So we're going to grab that, and dynamic FOV means our field of view has just changed a little bit. And that will continue as we move on to +3 movement speed here. And one of the nice things about this now is we can actually just move around. And as we jump around and stuff, you can see up there, very much like Skyrim, that kind of getting stuff just for exploring. Some of the others you get experience for mining. I think Avitas. Armora, you get experience for taking damage, and then I think it's Decidio, you get experience for actually for dealing damage. So there's various different ways you can get experience for all of these different things. So now we can come back into perks here, and now we can actually gain plus 3% movement speed again. So we're moving even faster, and then the next one will be plus 5% dodge chance, plus 5% increased movement speed. Now the ones we actually want on here, we're going to come down into some of these outer reaches here, because one of the things that we are able to do is right down here. We get plus 5% movement speed, plus 5% movement speed. So we're moving really, really fast as soon as we get down here. But then this one here, Vicio Mantle, now grants flight instead of elytra gliding. So usually if you have your Mantle of Stars attuned to Vicio, then it will act as an elytra. However, if we had this in, then it will act as creative flight. So that's what I'm very, very interested in. It's going to take a long time for us to get there though. Don't think this is going to be an easy path. It's easy to get the first few levels of this, but once you get up to like level 15 plus, then the progression, the experience progression is exponential. So it goes up drastically after like halfway up. But yes, it's going to be very, very good from now on. I'm very glad we've finally got the progression sorted for that. Let me have a look at a couple more of the things that we want to do. Especially I want to get the wand up and running, and I want to get the celestial altar up and running as well. One thing to mention is now that we're attuned, we can actually start looking at some of the less bright constellations within the sky. And to do that, we get these constellation papers here. You can see. Memorize the drawing of Lucerna. The next one. Pelotrio. Next one. Boötes. Next one. Fornax. We have Mineralis. We have Octans. We have Horologium. And I believe that is it for now. So all of these new different things we have found, we can come into the Astral Tome here. We can shift right click it, and we can put all of these into there. We'll keep Vicio separate because we knew we were going to need that. But if we have a look at constellations here, we have the 5 main ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with Vicio. And now we have Lucerna, Pelotrio, Boötes, Fornax, Mineralis, Octans, and Horologium. All of those are here as well. And there are a couple more which are very, very faint ones. Now tonight, I believe, is actually a very interesting night. We have a eclipse. So if we have a look up in here, we can see that we have, I believe that is Armora. But then we have these ones. Like this is showing us, but there is something here which we haven't got in the sky yet. And you see we've got the various different ones we've got already. But I need to go through night by night and just mapping out all of these. I can't remember exactly what it is this one is supposed to look like. But if you get it exact, something like that, but it's probably not in that order. Just to match up with the constellations in here, then it's actually that one, isn't it? It's a triangle with down and then like that. Let's just see if we can do this one. Is it this one? No, maybe it's not. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to have to go through and undo all of that. So let's get the celestial altar underway. We have recipe in here already. Looks like we do have enough of the starlight as well with this one. So this will give us a nice little show here, and after a bit of time, the actual altar itself will change into a celestial altar. Just to show you, this is what we have at the moment as our crafting grid. So you can see the change in it once we get the celestial altar up. It does take a bit of time to do this. And there we go. That is the celestial altar up and running now. And so now if we look in this compared to the starlight altar, we actually have a whole new bit at the side here with some new bits where we can add stuff in. And we now have this red bar across the bottom. We're going to have to build this out. So we're going to take down all of this, leave the sooty marble in the center. And this is a bit exciting because this allows us to build some of the really nice stuff. So we can get some ritual altars, which are essentially like beacons. We have different beacon effects. We can get the starlight infuser, which will give us a range of different stuff in that. We can get, what else is there? Just have a look at the Astral sorcery. There's all of the prisms and stuff we can do that, so we can start making mob farms with the lenses now that we can get these different coloured lenses. So we can have the damage lens and the push lenses to create a mob farm, which would be really quite cool. I haven't actually done that before, but I've seen how effective they can be, and they are very, very good. So let's just build this out to make this work. So we now have the celestial altar up and running. As you can see here, it's all up and running. I want to have a look now at what we need to do to get the next altar, this iridescent altar. So this, we have everything apart from these resonating gems. So these resonating gems are made in the starlight infuser. So we're going to have to make a starlight infuser first. Now this, actually, yeah, very simple. We just need the engraved marble. So we're going to have to grab some of this stuff out again. We need some engraved marble. Let's have a look. Marble pillar, chiseled, runed. So some runed. We've actually got some runed there. Pillar and chiseled. There we go. Just grab some regular for good looks, and we have a chisel. So next we're going to need some gold. So we come into here, we can grab some gold. We're going to need a star metal ingot, which we have. So here's about everything. Let's have a look. Ah yes, 1 bucket of starlight, of liquid starlight. So again, come into here. Where else? Where is the bucket? There it is. Okay, so bucket. We have some starlight. I keep having to rush to do this all within the night time, and we don't quite have enough starlight in this, so I'm going to have to take down the these boosters and place them over there. Okay, so we now have enough starlight to get the starlight infuser. So if we right click on here, we'll be able to get that. But I think this is the last thing we're going to be building for today. It's been quite a long episode, I believe, at the moment, so I need to actually go and check what time is on the video. But yeah, this is where we're going to leave it, because we're going to need to build another different multi-block structure for this starlight infuser, and we're going to need to fill it up with the with this liquid starlight, but you can see this is really quite a cool looking block. And place that down. Looks really nice and cool. And yeah, this has got some really interesting, unique properties, which I want to go through in a lot more detail next episode. So yeah, so that is where we're going to leave it for today. I know it's been a bit of a choppy, changey episode at the moment because finally been able to get stuff done with Astral Sorcery. But yes, it does take a long time, and I hope you don't mind me kind of ranting on a little bit about this pack. I do want to make one thing very clear though. It's not that I don't like this pack, I do. I don't want people to think that I'm kind of dissing the pack. This pack isn't really made for players like me, I suppose. That's all it is. Just a bit of a personality clash between me and some of the mods themselves, not the mod packs, not the mod pack in general, but some of the mods which are within the pack, and mainly some of the mods which aren't within the pack, which I have grown to know and love and almost rely on, I suppose, throughout my years playing Minecraft. And they're not in this one, so we're having to do with mods which I have seen as massively inferior in the past, like IC2 and Buildcraft with these stupid engine things on the pipes. We're going to have to kind of put up with that until we get up to Applied Energistics, and then we'll just use the Applied Energistics cables everywhere, and we'll try and get something sorted power-wise with Immersive Engineering, and we'll work from there. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that in upcoming episodes. This is a very, very difficult pack to make episodes for, just because of the amount of time that it takes to actually grind resources out. 4 days to build a single machine, which in and of itself does nothing. Yeah, great. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to produce episodes when I can, but they're not going to be very regular. This series hasn't really got that good upkeep anyway, not that huge of an audience, so I'm not really too worried about just making episodes every so often when they're ready, and then just uploading them as and when. So yeah, anyway, that's my rant over and done with. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.